this is Sonia with RC Solutions, and this is part 2 of the Spring Gratitude Journal. And basically I just made the cover, and I used some elastic binding for the 3 signatures, and I just added some eyelets, and I used I made this little, it's a leather flower, and it's connected by a screw post, and I just screwed this through here, through this side, and added it over here. And I just kind of walk you through the process of how I made my little fabric cloth cover, and this right here is a pocket, and I made a pocket right here too. So it's not the best looking thing right now because I'm going to be adding some more things to it, but this is just the base of it. And you know, you can just go ahead and add your signatures on here, you know, however, with the elastic binding and all. So that's how that's going to work. So let me go ahead and show you how I made it. So I'm going to make a cover for my gratitude journal, and the 3 signatures measure approximately 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to make a 2-inch spine, and I'm going to use some old cardboard from a package that I received. I'm just going to dismantle it. Okay, so I've taken it apart, and so I'm going to want my cover. Before I do anything, I'm just going to go ahead and cut. Let's see, how big is this? That's bigger than 2 inches. I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart. So it's going to be 9.5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here and line it up against a straight edge on the length and the width, and then I'm just going to line this ruler up on the 9.5 inch mark here as well as up here, so that when I put my mark on here, I can just draw a straight line. It kind of shows, but I can see where to cut it at. And then so that's how long it is. And then as far as how wide, I think I said 6 3/4. I'm just going to do 2.5 inch instead of 2 1/4 inch. Okay, so I've got all the old paper off of both sides, So what I want to do is I want it to have like a fabric cover. And so I've cut some muslin, and it's going to cover, let's see, I may have to kind of play this by ear because like I'm not, I am not like a professional sewer. So my goal is to add some of this thermal batting on here. I've never used it before, so this is all new to me, 100% new. So I'm just going to cut some. I'm just going to cut it. And I'm doing it just enough so it like covers this, the front cover and the back cover. I'm going to do both of them the same way. Okay, so now that I've got the batting and stuff already cut out, I'm going to cut out some, let me move this out the way. I'm going to cut out some muslin to cover it. And I'm going to want my muslin to cover both the front, the center, and the back cover. So I'm just going to, I guess I'll start up here. I'm going to have like a little overlap. I'm going to place this here. I'm going to place this here. I'm just going to make sure that I cut enough fabric to cover all of this. I'm not good at measuring, so this is my way of doing it. I'm going to leave like about an inch margin from the edge of the covers on down so that I can fold this in and sew it going across. Okay, so this covers it front and back. So what I'm going to do, like I said, these are going to be somewhat like pockets. So I'm just going to get some safety pins. And I'm going to fold this in to where it's somewhat straight. And it's going to be about an inch. So I'm just going to make sure that this is going to cover, and it will. And that it isn't too long. Okay, yeah. So now I want to have like a pocket or like some type of I want something on the front cover. So I want to have like a collage on the front. So what I'm going to do is find out where my front is going to be. This is probably going to be part of the front. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that fabric over top of this. And I have some fabric from Walmart. It's got like nature study, and it's shabby chic, somewhat shabby chic. So I'm just going to randomly cut some. I'm not even going to measure it. I'm just going to cut a little piece. So I think I'll have that on one side. And this is going to be on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch this on before I stitch all of this together. Okay, so now I have the front and the back on, and I decided I'm just going to leave this one open, and this is going to be like a pocket. So I'll stick something down in there. I should have did that on this, but that's fine. I could actually still create like a little side pocket or something if I need to. So now I'm going to go ahead and fold it over. And I'm going to stitch like all the way up to about maybe right here. And then I'm going to go in and fold this down on each side, and then I'll complete the stitch going up, and then I'll have it for the margins. I'll have to put these down in there so I can know where my, not margins, so I can know where to put the spine. So I'll do this one first, then I'll do these, and then I'll put these in, fold these down, go across, and then go down. That's the goal, so we're going to see how that turns out. And I'm just going to put some safety pins along these edges as well, even though I'm going around these first. It's just to kind of keep this shape intact. Okay, so this is what I have so far. So I'm going to go ahead and take these pins out from the other side. And for my first one, let's see, since this is going to be the front, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that this is wrapped up. And I think I will glue it, or even staple it or something. Well, I think I'll just glue it. I'll glue the batting to this. And I'm just going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac to just make sure that the inner side of it, I just want to make sure it's on there good. Fabri-Tac's pretty strong, so hopefully this isn't going to go anywhere. I'm not going to use too much because I know it will cover, but I'm just going to use enough to like hold it in place, but not to like saturate it or anything. I'm going to do it on both sides, just a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and, since this is the front, I'm going to put it in place where it's supposed to go. And I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do that part last. I'm going to do the back portion first. Well, I'm going to put the back portion in it first and sew up this side. Then I'll do the binding, and then I'll do the front. So I'm just going to glue this on here the same way I did the other one. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here. And there's two sides, so I'm going to make sure this is going to face the inside of the book, and this brown is the part of this cardboard that had this on it. It's going to face the outside. It's going to face this side. So, and the reason being is because this might bleed through as far as what you can see, but with that brown, it can kind of blend in. Okay, so I'm going to ahead and put that in. So I decided to just take out the spine because with the kind of sewing machine I have, it just kind of got in the way. So, but I messed up on it a little bit, but it kind of looks like it's supposed to be like that because it kind of comes out and then goes back over a little bit. So when it folds over, you'll kind of see that or whatever. But, and I could always put something there in the middle to kind of cover that up. But I didn't go all the way up because I still need to fill in the rest of the stuff. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the front, between the front and the spine on this side. And then once I've got that completed, then I'll complete this second side over here. I'll fold these in. Like I might have to cut I may have to cut this down. The reason why I sewed it all the way up was just to see how much room I had, but I can still unstitch this and then fold these in and then sew them up. So that's what I want to do right quick. Okay, so now I can put this in here. Hopefully it's going to fit like it's supposed to. It's not looking too good. I may have to have a 2 signature page. Because it isn't going to fit. I can just have the spine coming on the inside. So it'll still work. I'm just going to go ahead and put this one in. This is my front. I'm just going to kind of stretch it all the way down as far as it'll go. And as far over as it'll go. And I'm just going to trim a little bit of this. Trim the stitch out of it. Okay, this way I can fold it over. Let me just cut that right there. Take that little bit off. And then I'm just going to fold this in. And to keep it in place, I think I'm just going to glue a little bit of this inside part on here so it'll stay in place. So I'm just going to fold this one over, but I'm just going to leave enough room so that I can stitch it. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. I put some glue right here, and I'm leaving just enough room so that I can stitch this about a 1/2 inch. I'm just going to fold this over, and I'm going to fold this under. To meet that stitch. And then I'm just going to do the same thing to the top, and I'll stitch going across. Okay, so I have the cover. So now I'm going to attach this spine, and I'm just going to wrap it. I'm just going to wrap it in this fabric right here, and then I'm going to glue it onto here. Okay, so now I've got to put something on the spine. And I have some leftover burlap pieces that I think I'm just gonna cut and use. So let me just cut these little snippets of it. And I'm gonna collage them onto here. I just need to find some that are wide enough to cover what I need covered. I cut out some pumpkins with the die, and these are the leftover remnants from it. So I'm just going to glue these on one by one. Okay, so we got that covered up. And I thought about adding this. I think that'll be too much. I don't know. I'll just cut this going straight down. I think I will just go ahead and glue this thing on here. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and then after it dries, I'm just going to cut that little extra piece off. So I've decided I want to have like a little pocket in here. So basically all I'm going to do is just get my little ruler, and I'm just going to go about 1/2 inch down from this word, and I'm going to cut. Well, I'm just going to, let's see. I'm just going to take something sharp, and this is like the needle for the bookbinding needle, and starting at the letter F, going across all the way to N in garden. And then I'm just going to cut going straight across into this fabric. Hopefully I won't mess this up. I should have decided to make it a pocket before I even decided to do this, but yeah. I decided to just wait until now and do it. Hopefully it's going to turn out okay. I hope I won't regret this, but yeah, we're going to see. So yeah, we'll have a little hidden, it's kind of like a hidden pocket right there. So for the binding, I'm going to just keep it really simple. I want to take the 3 signatures, or just take 1 signature, and kind of eyeball it. And you can kind of see with the lettering, like where it's centered a little bit. But I'm just going to go ahead and, let's see, put this in the middle. And I'm going to make a line. And the line's going to be a little bit taller than the actual signature. And I'm going to do that in the middle. Like I said, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And then one for over in here. Try to make this straight. And this is basically where I'm going to punch the holes. And I'm going to use my crocodile. If I can get up in here. I'm just going to take this leftover material out of here that got stuck in the hole. And I'm just going to punch each one of these. So I've decided to add some eyelets. Alright, so now I'm just going to make it really simple. And I'm just going to add some of this elastic string. And I'm just going to cut it long enough to make 3 signatures. And I'm just running it through the top. And then I'm just going to come over to the side. And I'm just going to come down. Through here. And then I'm going to come it back through here. And then back down through here. And then I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to go right back down through here again in the middle. And then I'm going to take this other side of the string and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come back down through the middle. So we have 2 up here, 2 up here. And then this can tie in the middle. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make the center like a closure. So, but I'm going to pull these tight. Because I don't want them to be too loose, you know. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tie this in the middle. And it's going to end up here at the top. It's going to get double tied. And then I'm just going to take both of these and I'm going to feed them through this middle part. I'm going to actually clip, well, I'll clip it. One by one, I'm going to feed it through this top part. This top middle piece. So now the knot is basically out here, and you have some hanging string if you want it. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. Oh, you know what? I did it upside down. That's fine, because I can still have like a tail. I can just tie it in a bow. And that'll be the bottom. I'm just going to tie it a third time to make sure it's good and secure. And then I'll tie it in a bow. And then I can just put my signatures in here. I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. But before I do that, I think I want to put this on the back of this up here. I don't know if I want it up here. I want it in the middle. I think I'll put it up here. Yeah. So basically what I need to do is I'm going to take my crocodile and I'm going to find the center and I'm going to punch a hole. Let me mark approximately where I want it at. So leave it right in here. If my pen will work. I'm just going to line it up. Oh, it's so hard to see. I'm not used to this crocodile. Okay, so I've got my hole in the middle. And this bow is connected by a screw post. So I'm just going to unscrew this. And I made this in a previous video. I'll have a link in the description where you can see how I made this. So basically I'm just taking this loose. And we're just going to feed this through. Hopefully it will go through. I want to make sure that all that material is cut off so that the screw can get in there. And it's basically going to get screwed into this. So I'm just going to lay this down flat. I'm going to attempt to screw this in. Hopefully it'll work. And voila, it's on there. So I can add my signatures and I can start decorating. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my signatures in there. There are 3 of them that I went on ahead and I sewed together just because it's easier. So here's my first one. Where did I put my other 2? And then here are my other ones. I just have to find the center. Yeah, I think this is the center. And then here's my last one. And now I've got a journal. So, and I'm going to add some stuff to it, but at least to start off, this is what we have. So the next video will be, I guess, me having it completely decorated and finished. So I hope that this this cover video was helpful and inspirational, and maybe you'd like to try it yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled because I've never really sewn a book cover before. And I've never used this elastic cord. Haven't ever worked with that. It hasn't been that long ago that I've worked with leather, because this is leather. So, and this binding technique, I've never tried it before. I've always went the old way and stitched, you know, like ran it through the old way. So yeah, like I said, I hope that this video was helpful, and check out my other videos, my blog, my social media sites, and hit the bell, click the subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching.